bit of Depeche Mode. Enjoy the silence. I definitely prefer that a lot to the trailer one.
Yeah.
Like, what's the joy of taking all these songs that we like and just... It doesn't even fit.
It doesn't.
It makes no sense. We've seen the film now, and it's just like there's no what. Just,
I mean, they must go like, oh, Peter like Depeche Mode.
There's no joy at all. It's
put
like
that in.
it just creates a complete division between the people who have actually they see that and it's like, oh, I love that really really edgy slow song. What's that? It's like that's the new thing now. And last year it was the piano.
Oh
stuff.
yeah, the ding. Ding,
yeah.
Ding.
Or
No,
more
it's
like
just
2 years ago for like Jurassic World and Star Wars and everything. It's
Oh,
still going,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like
Bomb.
it still happens. Yeah, bomb was a few years ago. It
That
just
still happens now.
yeah.
That still happens.
That
There
still
was a few.
happens now.
I'm sure there's a few bombs in the Ghost in the Shell trailer.
Yeah. Fast and Furious is huge for that.
One thing that's really bad as well when they have like the sort of like the cut frames, like when they like put like a little black frame, it's like hate that
That's
so much.
annoying.
Hollywood, if you're gonna make film trailers, make them a bit more interesting. Like, don't just make them so conventional because we're sick of it, man. And stop giving away the whole film.
It would be nice to have an inventive one.
But no.
Nah.
It's just, we're past that point, aren't we?
Yeah.
Let's get to Ghost in the Shell. Lots of controversy about this film. We've just found out that it is absolutely tanked at the box office.
Really
it has sank like a really heavy thing.
Really bad.
Um,
What is it? Budget of 100, 110 mil? It's
Yeah.
made like what?
Budget of 110 million, and it's made 18.67.
Wow.
For reference, Power Rangers cost roughly the same.
I mean, there's a lot out right now.
And made
but
more.
When you've got a film where the producers basically banked on ScarJo's popularity, being the ultimate factor in selling this film to people,
Yeah.
hasn't worked really, has it, at all?
Just Power Rangers actually broke even at well, it got its money back exactly at 100 million so far.
Point
Ghost in
two.
the Shell, it's made 200,000 extra as well.
Sweet.
Ghost in the Shell has really tanked, and there's no real surprise as to why. The producers of the film today have confirmed what we've all been thinking. It's because of the whitewashing thing. This is a scandal that's been going on for since the film was ever announced a couple of years
pretty
ago.
much, yeah.
Before Scarlett Johansson, it was Margot Robbie was supposed to play the Major. They went with Scarlett Johansson in the end.
The Major.
How did she do? Does the whitewashing thing hold up? It's all things we're going to discuss now. But for those who don't know, what is Ghost in the Shell and what's that about?
Well, Ghost in the Shell is based on the Japanese manga, which I have not seen.
No,
so
me neither.
I'm very sorry.
I wanted to this week, but I didn't get a chance.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I did, and I've heard it's sort of up there in like the all-time classics, like alongside like Akira and stuff like that. It's like the legendary.
It's supposed to be like a revolutionary
Yeah.
bit of anime, like totally amazing manga stuff. Yeah.
And who do you bring on to direct this adaptation? You bring on Rupert Sanders, who did Snow White and the Huntsman. Yeah.
He's
that
the one.
film exists.
He's the one who had the affair with Kristen Stewart. Yes.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Cool.
Oh, great. So basically the story is set in the near future. Scarlett Johansson plays Major, who's the first of her kind. Basically, she was saved from drowning a year before, and she has been brought back to life, just her brain in an entirely synthetic body, and she's drafted into a weapons division and is used in an anti-terrorism unit. And basically she goes in to stop a terrorist attack where one of the tech division's leaders has his brain hacked because they've all got implants in the future apparently, and she goes in to investigate that, and it turns out that the person behind all this has more secrets than she might ever have thought, and her past maybe not what she thinks it is. And her life might have been stolen. So all very questions, and basically she goes on sort of a warpath to find out just who she is and what.
You said very questions. I thought it was very questions, much information.
Yeah, much information. Yeah, but I mean, obviously you can
And
tell.
actually, on the subject of that, there is actually a Doge in Ghost in the Shell.
Oh god, yeah,
there actually is. In all the hologram stuff, there is one of them.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. That's
that meme still exists in the future.
It's still a meme.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, you can tell the original anime was a lot more philosophical than this.
Yes.
And in this, they've brought a lot of that stuff in clearly, but I think, to be honest, the balance between the action and the sort of philosophical, what is a human, what is identity and stuff like that, it's all sort of very muddled between some action set pieces that are in there, and I'm not sure if those action set pieces actually are in there in the original anime, because, well, I haven't seen it and you haven't seen it, so we don't know. So apologies, original Ghost in the Shell fans, please don't hate us. But the script itself is about as subtle as a brick in times. I mean, they literally say it at the very start. It's like, your ghost survived. Your ghost is now in this shell, like a ghost in a shell. Get it?
Yeah, there's the cute allusion.
Yeah, and then they do that like twice, But apart from that, I mean, I think there is enough about this film for me to to sort of think, yeah, you know, this probably does have enough to stand apart from the anime that we haven't seen, because there is a lot in there that tries to stand apart from sort of your typical blockbuster fare. It's a really visually stunning film. There's a lot of work on it. There's, you know, I mean, some of the cityscapes are really, really fantastic to watch. I mean, you can see the work that's been put into them. Big credit to the designers behind all that, because a lot of it is extremely convincing for a sort of near/far future world. And I mean, it's just, I think for me, the only thing that sort of had my sort of hackles up about this film was the fact that it didn't have enough about it in terms of, I don't know,
the human aspect.
In terms of the human aspect, I think a lot of that was sort of lazily done. But,
very lazily done.
Yeah, but it still felt like it had a lot of personality to it. I think Scarlett Johansson's character was really well done. I think Major is an interesting character. You can clearly tell that the sort of conflict going on between her when she finds out more about her past is really sort of just really interesting to watch, because she has enough about her, Scarlett Johansson, to sell it. And I think that her character is sort of, you can see the sort of struggle that is going on with her. And I think that obviously the big theme of the question of the film is identity. So as the film goes on and more is unveiled, you're sort of thinking about, you know, what is human in this new world and what is going on. So it does have a lot towards that, but I think it just sort of mishandle some aspects of the story. I don't know what the best way to describe it is. It feels like it's not rounded out enough. I guess that's the best way.
I think a lot of attention has been paid to these beautiful vistas and this amazing cityscape. I mean, I'm already a massive fan of that kind
heavy
of
Blade Runner inspiration.
Yes, I've got written down there, Blade Runner. Yeah, I love that kind of aesthetic. I mean, if you look at all the stuff that we do for the film show graphics, all 2001, love that color sequence. That's my kind of thing, and I like sci-fis that really push on that stuff. I'm looking forward to Duncan Jones' Mute for the same reason, because that's that same sort of universe. And obviously Blade Runner 2049 as well. And they've really put a lot of attention to detail in the stuff. The CG, I mean, there's a lot of CG, and people have sort of said, oh, it's just this big CG-filled mess, and it's just all fake and false, and it's all just being done on computers. But really, it looks good. Like, it looks really impressive. And even the production design of those bits that aren't, the rare bits that aren't CG, look good. And obviously Scarlett Johansson, the sort of the body she has is always really impressive. There's lots of times when she's having things altered and stuff, kind of in the same way as Ex Machina when you've got Ava, Alicia Vikander. Because I want to compare these two side by side for a minute. Let's just say that Alicia Vikander nails the robot stuff really well, and there's bits where Scarlett Johansson does too, when she kind of has that human side of robotics, when she does the little smile. The big issue with the film is that the human moments are treated as a side thing, and I imagine in Ghost in the Shell, the anime, there will have been really
more philosophical. Yes,
more philosophical, laboured over properly, given the development and given more of an impactful development. I think the bits that are there, I can't really say what they are, but towards the end there are bits of human character development, but they're done in such small doses because the film's only 2 hours long. Actually, not even that, and they've got to pack in as much action as they can. The action is quite impressive. I think.
Would you say it overtakes all those
the
elements?
action is definitely the thing that you take away from the film most. That's the film that is the thing that is most consistent on the screen, is that there's so much action. And I think one of our concerns, I don't know if it was you guys or somebody else was speaking to, saying it just looks like a really generic action film. And
that's in the trailers it definitely looked like that. It didn't look,
and that's kind of what they've made. They've made a very generic action film. It has got some philosophy in there, very small dose, as I say, but the universe and the colours and the CGI is really, really special, and that feels like something bigger and better than the usual blockbuster fare. But it does feel very dumbed down. It feels quite simplified, and I think the fact that they've missed out on so much of that human aspect, because when it works, I mean, there's a scene that you see in the trailer when she goes to the I think it's implied that it's a prostitute, isn't it? Yeah. And she goes and just sort of talk to her and see, like, you know, what makes her human, and sort of reflect upon herself. There's actually more of that in the trailer than there is in the actual film. In the trailer, there's a kiss. In the film, there is no kiss. Not that I'm saying that I was desperate to see a kiss. I just think that was a nice human moment in the trailer that they didn't put in the film for whatever reason. Maybe because it's a 12A and BBFC are sexist, I don't know. But it felt too just dumbed down, simplified, and I think I wish they'd given more to it. But blockbusters in Hollywood, just the focus is always going to be action, isn't it? Because that's what sells tickets.
Spectacle.
I was going to say that's what sells tickets, but in this case, it hasn't. So
I don't even know why the story didn't fully sit right with me, to be honest, because I did love a lot of the themes going on there, and a lot of sort of the internal struggle in the character of the Major, and with so some of the other cast members are fantastic as well. I mean, you've got Pilou Asbæk / Euron Greyjoy in there as one of her teammates, and he's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a film with personality. It feels at times like it eschews what should be more character moments for just more going in guns blazing. Even as impressive as that is, it takes some of it away. I mean, you've got obviously Takeshi Kitano in there is the Section 9, which is what the unit that Major and Pilou Asbæk's character work for, and he's in there. He's really badass as well. But it feels like there are moments in the story where it could have slowed down the pace a bit and explored more of the world and the story rather than just doing another action set piece.
Action-wise, how do you feel about it? Because I thought it was mostly quite well choreographed. A lot of slow motion stuff, which kind of tires after a while.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I thought most of the time it was all right. There was a few scenes that I thought weren't great action-wise, but generally speaking, yeah.
I thought the scene in the bar was a bit naff. That action scene. In the Yakuza club, I didn't really rate that, but I mean, some are really impressive. I mean, like the scene you see in the trailer with the initial hacking,
the opening one,
that is really creepy. I mean, there was
the doll
those
things.
Geisha dolls, those spidery movements. But yeah, I mean, it's you know, I did really enjoy it. That's the thing, and I probably would recommend it. I just don't think there's enough there to be probably able to recommend it over the anime, because I can guarantee that the anime would have more to it than this substantially.
Yeah, my feeling walking out when the screen faded black, it was a sort of like nod of the head, like, yeah, that was actually quite good. But I think I remember watching the film and being fairly bored in some parts and waiting for it to go back to being exciting again. And when it goes back to being exciting again, that's fine, because it does. But there are periods of the film where it is quite draggy and quite long and boring. Not that I was looking forward to Smurfs, like, but and we've got to mention Clint Mansell's score.
And Lorne Balfe's score, fantastic.
It's so good. I mean, no surprise from Clint Mansell, who's done numerous bits of good work. Most recently, I think High Rise last year, which was really good. Different to this. This is kind of more what you'd expect, this sort of synthy, techno-y score. Let's address the controversy then. Scarlett Johansson. Whitewashing. It's been accused that the film she was cast in the film because she is white, and it would sell more tickets because she's a star. Now, having seen the film, I now see I don't see a real issue. Now, this isn't me asking for people to try and dispute me or argue with me or call me or anything. I just think that if you're going to build a shell for somebody, you're going to build Scarlett Johansson.
And put a ghost in it.
Yeah, if you're going to
put a ghost in that shell.
If I was going to build a shell for somebody who had lost their body, I would build them Scarlett Johansson.
But the thing is, Rupert Sanders, the director, has said he wanted her in there.
Yeah,
like it's
and I saw a video somewhere. Don't know where it was. Sorry, but they went around Asia. Again, I don't know which part of Asia it was. I forgot. It was a while ago. But they showed people the trailer and stuff like that. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
And I think she is the right choice for it. She's really good at it. And as I said a few weeks ago, I will literally watch Scarlett Johansson do anything.
I think it just shows sort of the lack of opportunities for sort of Asian actors that this becomes a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. There should be enough opportunities where if Scarlett Johansson does get cast in something like this, it doesn't matter, because Scarlett Johansson clearly has form in films that have great things about identity and true self under the skin.
And her as well.
Yeah, and her, I mean, there you go. I mean,
and lost in translation to some degree too.
Yeah,
See,
but she's got form of this, so she's a good choice for this, and she pulls it off greatly. But it just shows you that there is a lack of opportunities. I mean, there's plenty of Asian actresses who could have pulled this off. But
yeah, I suppose in that sense, you're definitely right.
Yeah,
it's a shame that this didn't go to an Asian woman because there isn't enough opportunities.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Scarlett Johansson was the person who was cast, and she did a good job.
Yeah.
But for the future, we should kind of, I suppose,
do better.
We should get angry about these things because it is a shame.
Yeah.
But the film overall, I think it was all right. I think it was fine.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I think it was a
alright.
really solid watch, but I think there was just a few things missing which didn't quite make it something truly memorable. I think a better film, like you've already mentioned, a better film about identity and about robots and AI, Ex Machina.
Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Stunning. Recommend?
Absolutely, I think it's
Okay.
got enough in there to stand out. I think, but again, not amazing. Just a solid watch though. I would recommend.
It's a 12A, which is interesting. There's a
Yeah,
fair
it's
bit of
quite-
violence, but there's no real blood and stuff. So
You can't even call some of the stuff nudity either, can you? Because it's
No, it's just like
It's
it's,
just sort
it's
of-
what you see in the trailer. It's just
Yeah.
it's just shell. There's
yeah,
no
it's
there's,
just
there's,
a
there's nothing to
shell
get
that a
excited
ghost
about.
goes in.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost
Is
in
it
the Shell.
by any chance is it something to do with a shell? It's got a ghost inside.
Yeah,
it?
because your soul is your ghost, and that goes into the shell, and that's like the struggle,
Oh,
because it's like a
interesting.
ghost
Struggle is
in a
real.
shell. Yeah.
If you've seen Ghost in the Shell and you want to get your thoughts on Spark on the film show, please do get in touch. LRJ Film Show on Facebook and Twitter. You can also drop me an email as well, liam.milburn@sparksunderland.com.